Welcome back. Voters in Franklin County head to the polls in 2 weeks for the February primary. Among the offices they'll be voting for, Sheriff. Current Sheriff Bill Wilson is retiring. Democrat Don Jones is one of 5 candidates seeking his party's nomination, and he is here now to talk more about his qualifications. Mr. Jones, thanks for being with us. Start us off and tell us a little bit about yourself.
Good morning. My name is Don Jones. I'm a lifelong resident of Franklin County. I started at the Sheriff's Department in 1975 as actually the janitor and a part-time correctional officer. I was a college student at the time at Round Lake Community College. Sheriff at the time, Ralph Williams, died after about 3 months in office, and I never intended to stay there, but the new sheriff, Bill Willis, offered me a full-time correctional officer job, and I continued my education, worked night shift for a while, and rose through the ranks, became a telecommunicator after a correctional officer, and then in 1979 became a patrol deputy sheriff. I've served as an investigator, investigative supervisor, patrol supervisor, lieutenant, and then finally captain and chief deputy for the last 19 years. I've been acting sheriff on occasions when the current sheriff, Bill Wilson, was incapacitated due to illness. Basically, I've worked there my entire adult life. I've worked for the past 15 years part-time as well as a criminal justice instructor at Round Lake Community College. Over the years, I continued my education. I have an associate's degree in law enforcement, a bachelor of science degree in criminal justice, and a master's degree in teaching, and basically that's my story. I've worked there my entire adult life, basically.
What would you change as sheriff if you were elected?
Well, actually I think we have a pretty good department, but you know, there's always room for positive change. I'm an advocate of community policing, basically problem-oriented policing, and that's a way of looking at law enforcement problems as symptoms of greater problems. It involves identifying what the problems are, attempting to identify the root causes of those law enforcement problems, and working with other law enforcement groups, other community groups to collaborate and network and try to work at the root causes of those problems. And of course, we always have to respond to the crimes as well. But and we do some of that now. People, when they hear community policing, they think of the DARE program and Neighborhood Watch, and that certainly can be a part of it. Certainly is a part of it. We do have some neighborhood watches, and I would like to, you know, further implement that across the county.
What do you think the biggest challenge is facing Franklin County, law enforcement-wise? About 30 seconds or less here. Well, we have a problem with domestic violence. We also have a drug problem. We have a problem with thefts. I mean, we have the same problems they have everywhere else, but thankfully, those are also the kinds of problems that community policing has been shown across the country to actually be effective against. And I think we need to get more involved in the schools, because I think education is a big part of that. Of course, a big challenge to that's going to be budgeting, economics. Franklin County is not a very wealthy county. I'm sure everyone's aware of that. So we have to work within our budget constraints. That's a challenge. We have limited resources, limited number of personnel. I would like to expand a lot of community policing type programs to fit in with my philosophy, but the challenge is going to be economics. All righty. Don Jones, one of the 5 Democrats running. We'll hear from other candidates later this week. Thank you so much for being with us today.
You're welcome.
Let's turn it over.